Anybody keeps talking about is how loose the Florida Marlins are. How about the Yankees, that storied franchise? A hug and a kiss from Giambi to Pettit. And here is Carl Pavano, and here is the lineup for the New York Yankees.
Mark Pryor in Chicago. Well, that was the second biggest start of his life, because tonight comes inside the left-handers. He's got a good slider, but more importantly, he is a contact pitcher and must use that marvelous infield defense that he has behind him.
Marvelous Marlins D.
Marvelous Marlins, yes. Right.
Soriano first up. Glad you're with us. Strike one. 94 miles per hour, and it is like a light show.
Like the Aurora Borealis. These are the southern lights.
No balls, one strike. Up the middle, Soriano gets a base hit, and a good start for the Yankees. Soriano is on, and Jeter will bat. As we look at the defense for the Marlins, so far they've committed 6 errors this postseason. Mike Lowell, none over at third base. Gonzalez, Castillo, and Lee on the infield. Conine, Pierre, and Cabrera in the outfield. And Ivan Rodriguez will try to guide Carl Pavano through this start. Here's Jeter. You can talk about Mussina, you can talk about Rivera, but Derek Jeter in last night's game, the biggest offensive reason why the Yankees hung in there and eventually won it. He had 3 hits, he was on base 4 times, and he scored 3 runs. He had the only hits against the starter Beckett as Soriano draws a throw. Alfonso has stolen 5, been caught 1 time in the postseason. And that's what Jeter did compared to his teammates against the 23-year-old Beckett.
Carl Pavano does not have a good move to first base. Average at best. 6'5", 235 pounds. One of many Marlin pitchers who are big and strong.
Jeter and the home plate umpire make Pavano move the rosin bag back about 1/18 of an inch. Pavano may not have a good move to first, but Ivan Rodriguez has a good move down to second.
He does indeed.
Throw down to first. Soriano is safe. Got around the tag of Lee.
He has a good move to first, too. Rodriguez, that is. Soriano just back, diving for the outside of the bag. Derek Lee was forced to come in on the fake bunt right there. And because of that, Soriano's back.
Ed Rapuano, the first base umpire, got the call right as Derek Jeter waits for an 0-1 pitch. One ball, one strike as the Marlins pitch out. It's got to be a little disconcerting when the guy you're throwing to when you're on the mound can throw it back harder than you can throw it into him.
And that goes for almost any of the pitchers. Pudge Rodriguez with 7 no-hitters in Little League.
One ball, one strike on Jeter. Soriano started and stopped as ball 2's outside from Pavano. A little more intensity, I feel, tonight.
Me too.
And obviously a sense of urgency for the Marlins, who are down 2-1. And the good news is it's clear overhead, 78 degrees. Breeze out of the southwest. We had rain last night, a 39-minute delay. Soriano with a big lead over at first.
So many things Joe Torre can do here. Send the runner, hit behind the runner.
Runner goes. They'll have to come back. The count's 2-2. Rodriguez and Pavano have been talking at a distance of 60 feet 6 inches after every pitch, and Rodriguez now is going to go out and go face to face, or mask to face. Last night, Derek Jeter, the only guy for the Yankees to figure out Beckett. He doubled into left field for the Yankees' first hit. He went up the middle, and then the key hit in the 8th inning, a leadoff double down the line. And he scored the go-ahead run on a 2-out hit by Hideki Matsui off Dontrell Willis. Runner goes, comes back. Jeter rolls one to third, foul. The Marlins and the grounds crew keep this a fast track because of the Marlins team speed, and Soriano trying to take advantage of that. Soriano, by the way, just picked up his 3rd hit of this World Series and only his 14th of the postseason. Joe Torre has stayed with him in that top spot. Runner goes. Another foul. Mention the numbers for Pavano. 7 games this postseason. A 2-0 record and an ERA of 1.59. This is his 2nd start. The rest of the action's been out of the bullpen. And Pavano worked in game 6, got the start in place of Penny and went 5 2/3, allowed 2 runs. He was matched up against Pryor. Tonight he's hooked up against Clemens.
When a runner attempts to go to second base, you don't want him to catch his breath. It's often good not to step off and delay things, to go ahead and get the ball and throw as quickly as possible.
Off the hands, one hop, a flip, a double play. Brilliant double play, and Jeter hardly left the box.
What happened? I don't know. Derek Jeter jammed. It is weird to see Derek Jeter not running. Jammed right there, and he thought the ball was going to be caught. Never assume. 101 journalism. What a play by Gonzalez. But had Jeter been running, he beats the throw. That is a mistake you do not see Derek Jeter make. Soriano going in hard, just like over a hurdle. Alex Gonzalez completes the double play.
Now it's Giambi with the bases empty, 2 out. Jason, 1 hit in this World Series, but last night drew a couple of key walks. A walk in the 4th inning and 1 in the 8th. That missed outside, a ball and a strike. It will be interesting to see how Clemens comes out in the bottom of the 1st inning. The emotions running high, that blood pumping through his veins. The tendency would be to overcharge, get a little wild, get wild high, and against the Marlins that can be trouble. Right now it's Pavano trying to end the top of the 1st. Two and two. .94 miles per hour, missed the corner. It's a full count.
Joe, you remember on our scouting report we said that Carl Pavano pitches left-handers inside. He reserves that pitch for a strikeout pitch, but he has missed twice to Giambi.
Into right center field, Pierre. No score after a half. Came up with the Red Sox in 19 84, an all-world year in 1986, six-time Cy Young Award winner, Roger Clemens, making what he says will be his final start against the Marlins in Game 4. Roger Clemens is aiming for his 20th win of the season if you include the postseason. He's 2-0 in October. He won 17 games during the regular season, pitching at the age of 41. Even more flashbulbs popping on the first pitch that's low to Pierre, and these Marlins are going to go into the box tonight with the approach of making Clemens pitch, making him work to get outs. And as I say that, with a 1-0 count, Pierre chops one to the second baseman Soriano. Let's take a look at the Florida Marlins lineup. Juan Pierre, he's 0 for 1. Then it's Castillo, Ivan Rodriguez, who is very familiar with Roger Clemens, Cabrera, Conine, and Lowell. Lee now batting 7th tonight. Alex Gonzalez has struggled this postseason, and Carl Pavano pitching and batting 9th. There's the average in the World Series, and for the postseason, not much better for the Marlins. These guys just aren't hitting as a strike hits the inside corner to Castillo.
Joe, I was as surprised as you were that Pierre swung at the second pitch with the count 1 ball and no strikes.
1-1 to Castillo. If you wonder about the emotions, and we talked about it in the top of the first, the most impressive start that Clemens has had, even that one-hit shutout against the Mariners a couple of years ago, as he deals low to Castillo. I thought the job he did on that Saturday, Game 3 in Boston, with everything that was going on and all of the hype and the anticipation of his matchup with Pedro Martinez, and then all that transpired in that 4th inning, for him to go back out, calm down, and pitch his game was remarkable. He deals a strike, and it's 2-2.
With an assist from the captain of the Yankees, Derek Jeter. Derek standing between him and Manny Ramirez on the 0-2 pitch, you may remember, after Martinez had thrown at and hit Kareem Garcia. The inside pitch to Ramirez. And Jeter was between Clemens and Ramirez. But Roger gathered his wits about him and won that ball game.
It's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Castillo. Had a rough night last night against Messina. Slapping at it, still 3-2.
Roger Clemens. And his defense behind him. Aaron Boone with 3 errors, 1 in last night's game, but he has atoned big time. 1 big home run to put the Yankees here, and a home run last night.
That's to the left of Jeter. Gathers it in, throws high and out as Giambi's able to keep his foot on the bag long enough. 2 outs. And Perry Hill, the first base coach, is going to argue.
Derek Jeter didn't run out of the box, and now on a routine play, he throws it wide toward the outfield side. It was very close. Clemens tried to barehand it. Glad he didn't. That is a routine play, and Jack McKeon now out to argue. His foot's off the bag. That was a poor throw by Jeter, and yet the Yankees got the out call.
This might give us the best look. Looked like the toe may have still been on the bag when it was hauled in by Giambi. It was close either way, and it's the first base umpire, Ed Rapuano, that said out. So 2 ground outs. With the bases empty, here's Pudge Rodriguez, who has hit 3 home runs in his career against Roger Clemens. Ball 1.
Often an umpire will not give you the out because it looks so bad. Giambi is stretching, went up and out.
Pretty good rip by Rodriguez. 1 ball, 1 strike. The bigger surprise is Jeter not running out of the box on that jam shot to second in the top of the inning and then making that throw on a routine play. A guy who is usually cool during October games. The 1-1. Ball and 2 strikes and a solid start for Clemens here so far. Two balls, 2 strikes.
That was a duster, and that's something you've got to do with Ivan Rodriguez. He loves to extend his arms in the strike zone. And Clemens coming up and in.
Too far inside, full count.
That was one of those sliders inside by design. Misses inside.
It was a full count on Castillo. He grounded out. 3-2 to Rodriguez. That's foul. Roger Clemens got a huge ovation when his name was announced during the pregame lineup. And obviously there are a lot of Yankee fans in attendance here tonight. But anybody who had a ticket for this Game 4 walked through the gates tonight knowing that they were going to catch a piece of history. This is indeed the last time that Clemens is on a major league mound. 3-2 pitch. Still a full count.
Sandy Koufax pitched in the 1966 World Series against Jim Palmer, and then he retired. That was his last start. I think that is a nice parallel, the draw between the two great pitchers.
A 3-2 pitch again. And a base hit into right. Rodriguez with a good at bat, and the inning continues for Cabrera.
Rodriguez is jammed with the fastball. It tails back in over the inside part of the plate. Hits it off the trademark, breaks his bat, but a hitter will exchange a bat for a hit any day.
So Rodriguez is aboard. His third hit of this World Series. Cabrera's up.
So for Roger Clemens, our law, going for 20 at 41. If he wins this game, it will be his 20th win of the season. And that's that. We were alluding to Sandy Koufax, not since Koufax. Now another one up and in to Cabrera. Cabrera giving him a stare. Roger Clemens, 21 years older than the right-hander.
One on, 2 out. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-1.
What that pitch inside does, it makes you very tentative going out and getting that outside strike.
It also scared Serena Williams.
It.
The 20-year-old waits. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a late swing, strike 2. Well, you know this. If Roger Clemens is going to be out of the mound for the final time, he's going to go out doing it the way he's always done it, and that is run a pitch up and in, get these hitters' attention.
Yep.
Try to take over the inside part of the plate. He's already done it twice in this first inning. That's the way he works. Josh Beckett, last night started for the Marlins, the 23-year-old. Grew up in Spring, Texas. The two high schools about 25 miles apart. He idolized Roger Clemens as a kid. Now he sits and watches as Clemens misses with ball 2. The Yankees got a leadoff hit by Soriano. Jeter hit into a double play. Giambi flied out. A 2-out single by Rodriguez in the bottom of the first. And a 2-2 to Cabrera. Cabrera last night with the only RBI to back Josh Beckett.
That was one of his 2 hits to right field after going 0 for 7 in the first 2 games. Very adept as a young hitter, going the other way with 2 strikes.
That is foul. And Cabrera's hanging in with a pretty good at bat against Clemens. Miguel has hit 3 home runs this postseason. The only change Jack McKeon made to his lineup for this game 4 was to shift Conine up to the 5 spot. He's on deck, and slide Derek Lee down to 7. Into right field. Back is Garcia at the wall. Home run, Cabrera. 2-0 Florida. Remember that first pitch up and in? The 20-year-old just showed tremendous strength going out to right.
The first home run of the World Series for the Marlins and Cabrera. You're exactly right, Joe. There is nothing that makes the hitter feel better than being knocked off the plate and then hitting a home run. Nothing.
Base is empty for Kona. Strike 1. Conine 7 out of 30 in his career against Clemens. Two. Go back to that first pitch to Miguel Cabrera.
There was a momentary look by Cabrera after that pitch. I repeat, there is nothing that makes a hitter feel better than doing that.
And without any showboat flair, Cabrera went around the bases, put his head down, circled him to make it 2-0 Marlins.
No gazing at Clemens, no stopping to admire it.
The 1-2. Conine with a base hit to left. 3 straight hits for Florida. It was obviously a sentimental start for Roger Clemens his last time out, which was Game 7 of the ALCS against Boston. The organization in which he grew up as a young pitcher, coming up to the Red Sox in '84. But he was taken deep by Trot Nixon. Did not last long enough to get an out in the 4th inning. Tonight, a 2-out hit by Rodriguez, a home run by Cabrera, a base hit by Conine, and Lowell takes the ball low and away.
All happened so innocently. A feisty at bat by Rodriguez. Likewise, Cabrera. And Conine hit a good pitch.
2-0 on Lowell. Jeffrey Loria watching as Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, will make a visit to Roger Clemens here in the first. Chris Myers is with us. Chris?
Yeah, Joe, I talked to Mel Stottlemyre before the game. He said emotion, which is so much a part of Roger Clemens' pitching success, is something that, as his job as pitching coach, he has to try and channel that in the right direction for Roger before the game. And he said before tonight's game, he told Roger, think of this as Game 4 of the World Series. Don't think of this as your last start in Major League history.
Chris, thanks. And that's what impressed Joe Torre about Josh Beckett last night, channeling the anxiety, the emotion of getting a World Series start, the age of 23, going out and doing his job. And tonight, been some good at-bats by these Marlin hitters, and it's translated to 2 first-inning runs and a chance for more. 2-1 on Lowell. On the outside corner, 2-2. Lowell dumps one into right field. Conine will take the turn and go to third. First and third, 2 out.
A lot of good things happen when a hitter takes the right approach. Lowell is a pull hitter, but with 2 strikes, plunks one down the right field line. A lot of people say, well, that's just a lucky hit. Not in my view. Take the right approach. Lucky hits happen.
A little grin from Mike Lowell, who's been frustrated to this point. Only his 2nd hit of the World Series. And here is Derek Lee. The change in the order with Lee batting 7th. First and third, 2 out. Ball 1 high. Blown by the bat of Lee. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talked about Joe Torre managing with his heart tonight, and he's saying he will not do that. He'll treat Clemens like any other pitcher. Nobody warming up. I think the reason for that is that Clemens is throwing the ball hard. Sometimes you just have to credit the opposition, and the Marlins have done a terrific piece of hitting here.
2 balls and a strike. Conine the runner at third. Lowell on at first. Already up to 36 pitches is Clemens here in the first inning. They're stirring in the Yankee bullpen. Left side base hit. It's 3-0.
They're going to be up now.
Five straight 2-out hits.
Four singles and a home run. Marlins are like Barracuda tonight.
Man. Roger Clemens has fallen behind 6 of the 7 Marlin hitters. He needs to get ahead to be able to use that split-fingered pitch that tumbles down out of the strike zone. Jeff Weaver gets loose for the Yankees in their bullpen as Alex Gonzalez bats. Ball 1. He falls behind another hitter.
You know, the only hit off of that splitter in this inning, I think, was the one hit by Conine, the single to left field after the Cabrera home run. perhaps Derek Lee hit one too, but I think Conan was the only splitter hit in this inning.
Two and 0. Gonzalez has been on base only 6 times for the entire month of October. In this World Series, 1 for 9. Has the count in his favor, 2 and 0. 3 and 0 with a pitcher, Pavano, on deck. Good 40 pitch first inning for Clemens. After all of this, after the first 2 hitters were retired. 3 and 1. And with a pitcher on deck, you could have justified turning Gonzalez loose on 3 and 0. Into right field for Garcia. A long first inning in his final start. Finally over for Roger Clemens. The flashball's popping on the first pitch. The most important pitch of the inning, the home run hit by Miguel Cabrera. A 3-run first inning for Florida in Game 4. Bernie Williams first up for New York here in the second inning. 3-0 Marlins, and Williams starts it with a base hit the opposite way. So a leadoff hit by Bernie Williams, and the batter will be Matsui. Our Sprint Virtual Manager question is, what will Roger Clemens be doing next summer? Pitching for Team USA in the Olympics, pitching in the major leagues, coaching, managing, or playing with his kids at home? To answer the question, use your PCS Vision phone from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com. We have gone to great lengths to get tonight's phone-in guest. Yanni was unavailable, so we have contacted Curt Schilling. Curt, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
We're doing great, and we ask your opinion. I know you're a big baseball historian, so I want your opinion on looking into the future and telling us what you think Clemens will be doing. You think this is it?
I think it's it. I think Roger's always been a man of his word, and I think winning an Olympic gold medal for his country is something that he knows is a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and it would cap off a Hall of Fame career.
Hideki Matsui at the plate, no balls, 1 strike. Runner at first with nobody out, and a check on Williams.
Curt, the last time Roger Clemens pitched in the World Series was against you in Game 7 in Arizona.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. One strike on the hitter Matsui after the foul ball, and now 2 strikes. I know while we talk about Clemens, Curt, you have a history with Carl Pavano. Didn't you meet him when he was 11 years old and you were teaching in a camp?
Yeah, I was in. You're dating me now. I was in the minor leagues with the Red Sox at the time, and I actually started against him in his first major league start in Montreal, and he got his first major league hit off me, by the way.
No balls, 2 strikes on Matsui, and that misses outside for ball 1. Well, Curt, better luck to you next year. I'm assuming you'll be in Arizona. Is there any mystery to that? Or you?
No, I'm assuming I'll spend my final year here in Arizona, and then I'll go out and see what happens.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Curt.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Matsui. Two and 2. For Curt Schilling's instant analysis, log on to foxsports.com. Curt is saying what I believe will be the case. So many people are unwilling to believe and take Clemens at his word that he has finished after this year. Whether it's because we've seen so many athletes retire and then come back, whether it's because he's been so effective in 2003. Matsui stays at the plate with a count holding at 2 and 2.
Well, I'm one of those, Joe, that thinks there is a possibility. In May, if the Yankees, Brian Cashman was quoted as saying that that's his belief. Roger Clemens retires, and the Yankees are struggling in May, and they want a chance to have some. Maybe he'll rethink his position.
Matsui on 2 and 2 takes ball 3, and the Yankees hoping they can get something working here in the second off Pavano.
almost hits Matsui. Doing a good job to get out of the way. Hits a lot of ground balls, and even though the Yankees are trailing by 3, it is not a bad time to send the runner to stay out of the double play. Matsui hit the 25 double plays this year, second most in the American League.
He goes. Matsui chops it the other way. Lowell fires low and safe at first. 2 on with nobody out. Lee dug it out, but the safe call by Rapuano.
Here comes Jack McKeon again. I think obviously the throw was low. Is a terrific play by Derek Lee, and Lee was on the bag and the throw beat him. Matsui looked out to me. Derek Lee is 6'5" in that stretch, and great play on the in-between hop. Looked to me like he was out.
I agree. A short hop. Lee digs it out. Makes a brilliant play on a tough hop. And instead of the out call, which it should have been, it's a base hit for Matsui. Give Matsui credit for hustling down the line. But the Yankees catch a break, and now the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Jorge Posada. Jack McKeon still on the first base umpire, Rapuano. A strike on the outside corner to Posada. Hitless in this postseason, but last night drew a bases loaded walk to drive home the first Yankee run. On the corner again, 0-2. 2 good pitches from Pavano.
While we're in agreement that Matsui was out by Torrey sending the runner, it did make it more difficult for the Marlins to get an out, because otherwise all Lowell has to do is go to second base to get Bernie Williams if he's not running.
The 0-2. Carl Pavano made an appearance in Game 2 back at Yankee Stadium. At the time, the Marlins were trailing 6-1. Pavano had been announced as the Game 4 starter. The Yankees were wondering why Jack McKeon would give some of the Yankee hitters a look at Pavano. His answer was he wanted to get him in the flow of the World Series, get some of the jitters out of the way in preparation for this start. An 0-2 to Posada. Off Pavano. Castillo tries to recover, flips too late, and the bases are loaded.
How about this for a weird inning? An opposite field base hit by Bernie Williams. A call that the Marlins should have had at first base. They didn't get it. And now a ball off Pavano. Had he let it go through, it could have been a double play. Posada is not a fast runner. And with that infield, Gonzalez and Castillo, I think they stuck that ball up and it get at least 1 run. The ball wasn't hit that hard.
Now the bases are loaded for Kareem Garcia. So 3 straight hits to start this second for the Yankees as they trail 3-0. Garcia takes ball 1. 2 out of 5 in this World Series, and for the postseason 6 out of 21. He's had a nice October, getting a lot of playing time out of right field for Joe Torre. Two balls, no strikes. And Pavano staring in at the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg.
I don't understand that pitch selection. Going inside to the left-hander, ground balls. You don't get ground balls pitching guys inside. You get ground balls pitching guys away. Pavano coming in twice and missing to Garcia.
And now away and a swing and a miss for strike one.
Watch how the fastball goes down. That's where your ground balls come, from pitches like that.
The infield for Florida back. They will give up the run for the double play, with Aaron Boone, the third baseman, waiting on deck. Kareem Garcia with a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. Too far in again. It's 3-1.
So a 3-ball, 1-strike count on 3 inside fastballs is only strike away.
Back into left field, slicing down the line, foul. Full count. Again, that spot right down the line. It's one of the few places along the left field wall where you don't have to hit it over a 27-foot high scoreboard. The 3-2 pitch. Struck him out, 1 away.
Pavano finally gets a strike inside to Garcia.
Now it's Aaron Boone, and he could come up with a big hit for the Yankees here, and they need him to, with Roger Clemens on deck. Boone 2 out of 12 with a home run that came in last night as he chopped it off his leg foul. 9th inning. It led off the inning against Chad Fox. It made it a 2-run game. Later a pitching change and a 3-run home run hit by Bernie Williams to open it up. And the game ended 6-1. Rick Helling already getting loose. Into center field. That'll score Bernie Williams. The throw is toward third. Matsui advances, and so does Posada on the throw toward third. It's 3-1.
That is a terrible play by Pierre in center field. You have no shot at Matsui. And he goes to third base anyway, overthrowing the cutoff man and allowing an alert Posada to go to second base without a play. Posada tags up also. Matsui makes it easily. And Posada watches to see whether the throw is over Gonzalez's head or not. And once it is, he cruises into second.
Now it's Clemens. 4 out of 26 in his career as a hitter. 0 for 6 in World Series play. During this season, he was 0 for 1 with the bat in his hand. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Clemens, not a terrible hack at it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Roger Clemens, a lifer in the American League, is forced in what he's calling his final start to try to come up with a big 2-out hit. Hopper to Derek Lee, and after all that, the Yankees get 1. 1 run on 3 hits, 2 left. We go to the bottom of number 2. It's 3-1 Florida. Off Up above, Pro Players Stadium, we at Fox Sports have partnered with the Saturn Light Ship to bring you aerial views of tonight's World Series matchup. Keep your eye in the sky when the Light Ship visits a city near you. Pavano, the pitcher, gets a chance to hit against Roger Clemens, two guys who came up in the Red Sox organization. Pavano 6 out of 61 swinging it this season during the regular season. Breaks his bat. Giambi feeds Clemens. 1 out. And it doesn't matter if you're 41 and you've been pitching the big league since '84. It still takes the catcher to yell at you to get over to first base. Roger Clemens started Game 2 and Game 6 of the '86 World Series between the Red Sox and the Mets. He did not get a decision in either game. In Game 6, he pitched 7 innings. And the Red Sox had a 3-2 lead at the time. They later led 4-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. And then you know the rest. The bottom of the 9th inning and the loss leading to the Game 7 loss. And Roger Clemens got a visit from Posada for no other reason than to help Roger catch his breath after going over to first base in the putout 3-1. Juan Pierre takes a strike. Pierre bounced a 1-0 pitch to the second baseman Soriano his first time. Castillo will follow here in the second. To Jeter. 2 out.
You mentioned get over there. We heard our Fox Downs of the game, Jorge Posada, saying that to Clemens. On ground balls hit to the right side of the infield, that's what catchers do. It's ingrained. And it takes about 5 years after you retire to see a major league game and not say get over there on a ground ball to the right side.
I'm proud that I've never heard you do it here in the booth.
Well, it's been more than 5 years since I've been on the field.
That it has, sir. That it has. First pitch is a strike to Castillo. Luis is 0 for 1.
Get over there, says Posada.
0-2 on Castillo. Each bullpen has been busy already. Helling got up for the Marlins, and Weaver was up. The end of a long first inning for Clemens. That's high. 1-2. Weaver was just happy somebody said his name down there. He hasn't pitched since the regular season. On the inside corner in the first strikeout of the night for Roger Clemens, who's number 3 on the all-time list with 4,099. We go to the 3rd inning of Game 4. It's 3-1 Florida. There's your golden ticket. Here's Alfonso Soriano leading it off here in the 3rd inning. He singled in the first, was erased in a double play hit into by Jeter, and then Giambi flied out. Pavano gave up a run in the second when the Yankees loaded the bases with nobody out. Sac fly by Boone after a Garcia strikeout. Clemens grounded out. Pavano throwing hard. It's a ball and a strike. Pavano is a guy that even with his 12 wins this season is 39-50 in his big league career, and he had never had more than 8 wins before picking up 12 this season. Soriano flies to Pierre. Things started to turn around though beginning of August, and this Florida team is 12-6 when Pavano appears in a game, and that includes this postseason where he's gone 2-0.
One of the key games for Pavano was Game 2 of the National League Division champion when the Giants had won game 1 behind Jason Schmidt. And then in the 6th inning, Pavano came in with the bases loaded and 1 out and got the Marlins out of that inning. The Marlins went on to win, and then they beat the Giants, winning 2 in a row here.
Jeter's 0 for 1. And that caught Rodriguez. And you may not have been on the field recently, Tim, but that still gets an ouch out of you, as that foul tip caught Rodriguez where?
Looks like the left thigh, outside part of the thigh.
Let's go back and listen. Make you cry.
We've talked about Rodriguez and his footwork behind the plate and how he has added such elegance to an inelegant position. And that was an example of just how inelegant that position can be.
And he's really changed. I mean, he was a guy that was a lot of flash and was obviously a great catcher with tremendous tools. But he has taken on a leadership role with this Florida team and really guided this ball club into and through October. 2 out as Jeter grounds out to Lowell. Pudge still limping around, and here is his 72-year-old manager talking about the presence of Pudge Rodriguez.
What he's done handling the staff and bringing these young kids together. And I mean, you know, they all look up to him because of his valuable experience. And he's like a little kid now. I mean, he's having a ball because he feels that he's part of this thing, and he's responsible for what these pitchers are producing.
First pitch is outside to Giambi. So while taking on that leadership role, he also has that youthful bounce to his step at the age of 31. That's outside, 2-0.
I think that's the thing as you look at Dontrell Willis with quite a youthful step of his own. But that's the thing that amazes me about Rodriguez, how he can maintain that spring in his legs at the age of 31 after catching for 10 years.
Pavano, 95 miles an hour, and had to do a little pirouette after letting that one go. He gave it all he had. And Giambi couldn't catch up. He's got a problem with high fastball. Count is even at 2-2. Three and 2. Base hit. Hard hit through the right side, and Giambi is on. That'll bring in Bernie Williams representing the tying run. Big numbers for Williams in this series. Now 5 out of 12 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs.
I think one of the big differences in these two ball clubs is the Yankees have 4 established starters. The Florida Marlins, with the exception of Josh Beckett, when they get starters to start games, it's almost that Jack McKeon is saying, this is almost part of our bullpen, starting a game. They're starters, sure, in the true sense of the word, but I mean, this guy could pitch out of the bullpen as well as he could start. Dontrell Willis is another guy.
It's like one big group.
Yeah.
Not necessarily starters, relievers, and
right.
Willis is a guy who may go back into the rotation for a Game 6 start if this series gets back to Yankee Stadium. The other option is Beckett on short rest. Oh, 0-2 on Williams. A sinker on 0-2. And another base hit. Giambi will get to second and hold his first and second 2 out. Williams 2 for 2, and Matsui will bat.
A lot of major league pitchers don't understand that part of control is throwing a ball when you want to and not a strike. That pitch is like a 2-0 pitch. So think about the common sense to it. Why pitch a hitter like it's 2-0 instead of 0-2, knowing that hitters become very, very anxious with 2 strikes on them? That ball right down the pipe, and an easy chance for Williams.
Well, how terrific has Hideki Matsui been for Joe Torre in his lineup? First postseason with the Yankees, 11 RBIs and counting. He's hitting 12 of 14. 357 with runners on base. He's hit right-handers. He hit left-handers, including Willis last night for the go-ahead RBI in the 8th. And he bats with the tying runs on, 2 out in the 3rd inning of Game 4. Down the left field line, long run for Conine. In the corner, in and over. Matsui taken care of. Still 3-1 Florida. Roger Clemens back to work. Bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be the heart of the order for the Marlins. Rodriguez, Cabrera, Conine. All 3 got hits, including the home run by Cabrera in the 1st. Off the plate. Over the glove of Clemens. What a try by Jeter, and he got him.
The ball came up slightly. It did not stay down. Once it gets over the head of Roger Clemens, everybody in the dugout for the Marlins is saying, stay down. But the ball came up to Jeter. It gave him a chance to make the play. Nicely done. Not that hop, but this hop.
So the leadoff man is gone. You can see the reaction by Clemens when the ball got over his glove. Disappointment and then elation as he turned and looked. The out at first was actually a good play by Giambi as well, who could have been handcuffed on that throw by Jeter as he whipped it across the infield for the out. Here's Cabrera. He homered his first time up. High heat, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's foul. Talked about the year that Clemens had in 1986. All he did was go 24-4, win the Cy Young, win the MVP, have a 20 strikeout game, won the All-Star game, won Game 7 of the ALCS against California, and left with the lead in Game 6 of the World Series with the Mets. Another one off the plate. Easier for Jeter, 2 out. With the bases empty, Conine will bat. You can play Hit the Pros, presented by Chevy Silverado, and face real pitches from today's best hurlers. Log on to foxsports.com. Keyword games. Chevy Silverado. It's the right truck. With 2 out and the bases empty, Conine stands in. Conine a base hit back in the first. He is now 8 of 31 in his career with 2 home runs against Clement. Commissioner Bud Selig. That one's foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Last night the commissioner held off on his diatribe against the entire meteorological world. Tonight, no threat of rain, so no worry. Checking us out down with the headset in the seats. The 0-2 pitch. Another hit for Conine. Pitch was up, and Conine stuck the bat out and served it into right. I made the mistake one time, Tim, in the Cardinal game, talking about meteorologists and being overqualified and something, and I got 2 of the nastiest letters from 2 unnamed meteorologists at some part of the Midwest that I know better than to step into those waters again.
Huh.
Last night, Chris would tell us that it was raining. As we saw, it was raining. And tonight, Chris, is it raining?
No, I like weather guys sometimes are paid to be wrong. Joe, I said that, you didn't, but it's not raining. And if Jillian Barbary was here, she would say that a lot more attractively than I would.
1 ball, no strikes on Mike Lowell. Runner at first, 2 out. Pretty good riff, 1-1. Remember that pitch that Lowell hit into right for a base hit his first time. Took it right off the top of the dirt, down and away, and flipped it toward the line and right. Lowell hit 32 home runs during the regular season. By far his best year with the bat, even though he missed a month. Now he flips one out to Soriano, and the inning is over. A hit, a man left. The Marlins have stranded 3. We go to the 4th inning of Game 4. Florida down 2-1. They lead this one 3-1. The overhead shots tonight provided by the Saturn Light Shift. As the first pitch is on its way to Posada, fouled out of play. Saturn and its retailers hope you're enjoying our coverage of the 2003 World Series and invite you to stop in and check out a new Ion L300 to 250 horsepower Saturn View. Posada tonight, a base hit. His first of this series. He's 1 for 8. It's 0-2. Right at Castillo. 1 out. Posada 1 for 2. 1 out here in the 4th inning. Kareem Garcia step in. That's Alex Pinellas, the Miami-Dade County mayor, and seated next to him, David Sampson, the president of the Marlins, as the folks here involved with this ball club, the Marlins, trying to work the magic to get a new baseball-only stadium here in South Florida.
We also had the pleasure of meeting the gracious Mayor Manny Diaz, the mayor of Miami in New York, big baseball fan. And he was saying that obviously the Marlins being in the World Series, it's an easier sell to running out of land in South Florida. There's just not as much land down here on which to build as there was 8-9 years ago. The development is rapid, and where to put the park is a problem.
No balls, 2 strikes, and Kareem Garcia. LL Cool J here at World Series game number 4. Hammer and Hank Hank Aaron is here as Garcia out of the way of a pitch inside 2-2.
Lou Burdett, an ex-teammate of Hank Aaron's, told me a story once that he and Warren Spahn picked up one of Hank Aaron's bats in June. He had used it all year, and all of the spots.
Castillo to his right has time.
All of the baseball marks, the indentations of the seams, everything was the width of a ball and a half on the sweet part of the bat.
Well, they said the same thing about Musial.
Stan was like that.
Just that ability to get the sweet part of the bat on a pitch time after time after time as Boone steps in with 2 out, nobody on. One ball, no strikes. The Williams sisters, Venus and Serena.
They hit it on the right part of the racket a lot.
I'll say. That's in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. See, we don't just show celebrities in New York. After a high pitch, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clemens on deck. Don Shula in his spot. Before the game, Dave Wanstedt, the current football coach of the Dolphins, sent flowers to Jack McKeon.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Some brownies, wishing him luck. Boone, a little flare into shallow center. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Pavano. His first of the night. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be the bottom of the order for Florida. 7, 8, and 9. It's 3-1 Marlins. Roger Clemens survived the first inning. He has settled into a groove, and he works in the bottom of the 4th to Derek Lee. He got him for a 2-out RBI single through the left side in the first inning. The Marlins got 3, 5 hits, left 2. Only 1 hit since the 2-out hit by Conine last inning. 2-0. And Clemens with an extra look in at the home plate umpire Kellogg. Not getting the strike call. Two and 1. Roger Clemens has said he will walk away at the end of the year. He is 41 years old. 17 wins during the regular season. Trailing here tonight 3-1 as Lee hits it up the middle, right through his legs. And Derek Lee is 2 for 2. Here are Roger Clemens' thoughts about pitchers' attitudes when they get to the big leagues.
Some guys get stagnant and they think this is as good as I'm going to be. And other guys are scared to work because they want to make just a couple $1 million and lay in the weeds and not be accountable. Yeah. And they'll never find out what kind of player they can be or how big of a superstar that they can be or how big of an impact they can leave on this game.
Roger Clemens has left some kind of impact. The nickname the Rocket. Shot a pitch around a leadoff hit and almost caught Lee wandering over at first.
Roger Clemens with a record of 310 and 160. The 3rd best winning percentage for a pitcher who won 300 games. Lefty Grove is first, Christy Matheson is second, and Roger Clemens.
Became the 21st 300-game winner in big league history. This season he ends with 310 wins. As we mentioned earlier, 3rd on the all-time strikeout list at 4,099 behind Ryan and Steve Carlton. Pretty close at first. Lee is a guy who will steal the base. He is a big-bodied first baseman type, but during the regular season he stole 21, and that was awfully close. He mentioned Clemens walking away, comparing it to a guy like, well, you can really go down a list and where does he fit. Sandy Koufax walked away after putting up a 27-win season, 27-9 with a 1.79 ERA. Runner goes and Gonzalez fouls it. It'll get out of play. 0-1. Think about pro football and a guy like Jim Brown, who retired at the age of 29 after 1965 with his 8th rushing title in his 9-year career. John Elway walked away after 2 Super Bowls. Roger Clemens says this is it, and there is his resume. Gonzalez fly to right with 2 on to end the first inning for Clemens. Now 1 out of 10 in this World Series. And it's time to talk. Here is tonight's MasterCard trivia question as Posada will come out and talk to Roger Clemens. Who was the last 300-game winner to win a World Series game?
Good question.
Give you the answer next half inning. Here's an 0-1. Strike 2.
Might be the guy on the mound.
Well, I think they have to have had the 300th win.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go to the World Series and they're winning it.
I see. Okay.
So there you go. That's the stipulation. I have a guess, but I'll save it. Here's the 0-2. On the inside corner, struck him out. 1 on, 1 out. Second strikeout for Clemens tonight.
That's that slider. What happens when right-handed hitters see a slider from a right-handed pitcher? They think it's going to be outside, on the outside corner. That's what it's designed to do most of the time. But occasionally, a pitcher will backdoor it. They'll fool the hitter, and that's what Clemens did then, and Pavano's up there to bunt.
Boone way in at third. And the bunt couldn't be better. Sacrifice is good, 2-4. Now throw behind Lee, and he got around the tag. There was nobody covering third base for a moment. Lee thought about going to third, then just got back ahead of the tag of Jeter. Or at least around the tag of Jeter.
It's only 1 out. It's worth the risk. Since this is the second out, it's not worth the risk because you have a strong arm in Soriano at first base. That is a late tag by Derek Jeter. I think if Jeter receives the throw on the bag instead of out in front, he gets the play and gets the out. Just under the tag. Once again, the 6'5" frame of Lee comes in handy.
Now an RBI chance for Juan Pierre. He takes strike 1. Pierre, 6 RBIs in the postseason. And he had the big 2-run hit in Game 1 at Yankee Stadium. Scored 1, drove home 2 that night in a 3-2 win. Infield has to come in, and Pierre grounds to Soriano. That'll do it for the Marlins in the 4th. They get a leadoff hit. They strand their 4th into the 5th inning of Game 4. 3-1 Florida. We're back after this from your local station. Swing and a miss, and we're underway in the 5th inning. Clemens, then Soriano, then Jeter against Pavano. 5th inning, 3-1 Florida. Clemens now 0 for 7 as a hitter in World Series play, and he's on his way to 0 for 8. 0-2. Got like a little mini Sammy Sosa knob at the end of that bat. That rolls foul, still 0-2. Kind of a, it's not a bad effort.
I'm surprised he has a bat with his number on it. Doesn't have that many times to use it. A Roger Clemens bat.
They're salivating at eBay right now. A little flare, base hit. Now they're really salivating at eBay as a base hit gives Roger Clemens his first World Series hit, and he's on to start the 5th inning. And within this game, that could prove to be a key hit with Soriano coming up.
They may be salivating, but it will not be a bat unbroken. So Clemens loops one over the head of Gonzalez, breaking his bat. And if you're the first baseman, I mean, you can play back just like nobody's on. There's no chance Clemens is going anywhere.
Soriano goes after a pitch that's been giving him fits all October. Down and away, strike one. Singled up the middle his first time, then was in the double play, hit into by Jeter. Fly to center in the 3rd. Tying run at the plate for the Yankees here in the 5th. High heat, it's 0-2.
See, that sequence right there is an example of how many ways to get Soriano out. The slider low and away, and now the fastball up and in. What you try to do as a hitter is limit your weak points. Limit the areas in which a pitcher can get you out. And right now, Soriano has a big gap.
And Rodriguez is sitting 2 feet outside, and Soriano goes after a breaking ball down and away, 1 out.
You think of that sequence. Breaking ball down and away was not a strike. Fastball up was not a strike. And now this. 0-2. Outside a foot. And Soriano went after it.
One on, 1 out for Jeter.
Everybody has a weakness as a hitter, but if your weaknesses become that big, then usually you're out of the big leagues. Well, Soriano has so much talent and so much raw ability that if he can concentrate it just a little bit, superstardom's ahead.
Jeter is jammed. Strike one. But the hit by Clemens gives these Yankees an opportunity here in the 5th inning with Jeter up now and Giambi to follow. Jeter went. It's 0-2.
Rodriguez outside again, and the slider from Pavano. He's got a good one.
Jeter has hit 3 World Series home runs in his career. One ball, 2 strikes. Pavano trying to get through the 5th. Two and 2. And now Derek Lee is playing the first base position like there's nobody running the bases for the Yankees. 2-2 to Jeter. Full count.
Interesting here to see whether Roger Clemens is running or not. Jeter, a contact hitter. With anybody else on the Yankees, they would be in motion. Lee Mazzilli going out to tell Roger what to do. And he looks like he's running. Nope.
Ground ball to second. Out. Out. That double play combination as good as it gets.
Wow.
Clemens not running on a 3-2 pitch. 4-6-3 double play, and we're halfway through game 4. 3-1 Florida. It's a 3-1 Florida lead as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we go back to Roger Clemens running the bases on the double play.
Alex Gonzalez gets down, and watch Clemens. Clemens doesn't slide, so he stands up, and Gonzalez, as shortstops do and should do, make him get out of the way by dropping down. That happened to Dizzy Dean in the 1934 World Series. Cardinals against the Detroit Tigers. Hit right in the forehead was Dean. Roger Clemens running with the batting helmet on, and he's okay, and Marlins complete the double play.
Castillo leads it off. To stretch for it to his left, keep his foot on the bag for the double play. 1 out. And the top 2 hitters in this Florida lineup are a combined 0 for 6. That's typically the formula to beat this team. With 1 out, here's Ivan Rodriguez.
People talk about how the designated hitter should be done away with in baseball, and I'm one of those. I don't like the DH, never have. But not only the hitter, but when pitchers do get on, they don't know what to do on the bases, and the chance for injury is greater.
Rodriguez with 1 out. Takes the ball. Ivan got a base hit with 2 out in the first. That was followed by an opposite field home run by Miguel Cabrera. Then a hit by Conine, a hit by Lowell, and an RBI single by Derek Lee made it 3-0. The Yankees came back with a run in the second. And nobody has tended home plate since. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rodriguez.
I guess if I'm not for the DH, then I just gave an argument for the DH, right?
With the injury thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Pitchers who do the base running.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right, it's gone.
Rodriguez, another hit into right center field. That thing skipped. Williams able to cut it off, but Rodriguez will make it to second with a hustling double.
That's what Rodriguez does best. Hits the ball the other way, extends his arms. Nice play by Bernie Williams to come up with it. Rodriguez with his second double of the series.
Now it's Miguel Cabrera, who with his 2-run home run in the first inning, now driven in 12 this postseason for Florida. Strike 1. Oh, and 2, Chris?
Yeah, with Reggie Jackson in the '78 World Series had an infamous base running play with Bill Russell where you kind of leaned into it or got in the way. We just saw Roger Clemens kind of not duck until the last moment.
Well, I was in the right of way, Chris, and honestly the play happened in front of me and very slowly. So what I did is just stood my ground. I've got 6 feet to work with, 3 on each side. The ball was thrown right at me. And so all I did was just kind of play dumb and go like, oh, I'm in the way. Because if you hit a base runner, it's an error on the throw. Because you can make a perfect throw. You hit the base runner, it's an error on the field.
Right, and you saw Roger Clemens briefly in that scenario?
Yes, I did there. But remember, he plays in a DH league and doesn't run the bases. So his first reaction is to get out of the way. Your first reaction is to get out of the way, as mine was. But I kind of looked around. I know I'm out. I might as well stay here and act stupid. Which I do a pretty good job of.
All right, thank you. Back to Joe Buck.
The 0-2 pitch. Cabrera grounds to short. 2 hops to Jeter. Rodriguez back to the bag. 2 away. And Conine, who is 2 for 2, walks to the plate.
With the 2 hits Conine has tonight, he is batting .400 in the postseason. And the way he's swinging the bat right now, that aggressive style, that aggressive control style, where he hits the ball all over. He doesn't strike out that much. He is a very dangerous hitter.
Ball 1 with Lowell on deck. Picked up in August from Baltimore. Was with the Marlins in '97 when they won it all. 2-0 from Clemens with first base open and 2 out. Conine pops it up into center. And after the 1-out double, Clemens does nice work to get around it. We go to the 6th inning. A double by Rodriguez, but he's left standing at second. It's still 3-1 Florida. Heart of the order for the Yankees, Giambi, Williams, Matsui against Carl Pavano. You have to believe that any sign of trouble will get the Marlins bullpen busy down the right field line.
Both bullpens right now are on red alert.
The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Rick Helling was warming up in the 2nd inning for Florida. Jeff Weaver was warming up in the 1st inning for the Yankees. Since then, the 2 pitchers have settled in. Brian Cashman, the GM of the Yankees, as Giambi reaches for it and pops it into left. Conine, 1 out. With the bases empty, Bernie Williams coming up in our Pepsi fan cam here at Pro Player Stadium. Hank Aaron, LL Cool J, Don Shula, the handsome Jack Williams, and the Williams sisters. And I think that's Jamie Kennedy, past the Williams sisters. I mean, this place is just dripping with mega stars. There's a strike to Bernie Williams.
We're near South Beach.
That's right.
Sir.
Rob Menchel, one of our camera operators, was on last night. I didn't get his name on, and now I've made good. There's Rob. See? You get 2 counts. Up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike as Pavano gets Bernie Williams' attention. Hideki Matsui will follow. Every time we show Matsui swinging in the on-deck circle, he's swinging right-handed. With 1 out, a 1-1 pitch. On the inside corner. 92 still from Carl Pavano. It's 1-2.
This has been an outstanding ball game thrown by Carl Pavano up to this point. He continues to have that good fastball that he runs in on left-handers.
With 1 out, Williams flies 1 into left center field. That's Pierre going to his right. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. Well, we've kept you waiting long enough. Tonight's MasterCard trivia question: who was the last 300-game winner to win a World Series game? My guess would have been Don Sutton. I am wrong. What do you have a guess?
Steve Carlton.
No. We have to go all the way back to 1926.
Wow.
With the Cardinals, Grover Cleveland Alexander. Had 327 career wins up to that point. Finished his career with 373. Roger Clemens trying to be the most recent entry onto that list. 310 victories, and tonight trailing 3-1 here in the 6th inning of Game 4.
I think Ronald Reagan played the part of Grover Cleveland Alexander in the movie, the biography, I believe.
Look that way when you say that.
Well, I'm looking at Steve Horn.
Well,
Steve's going to tell me. Dan Daly was in Pride of Oh, the winning team. Ronald Reagan played the star in the winning team.
That was the breaking ball in for a strike, 1-2. Matsui 1 for 2. And this crowd appreciates Pavano. Two and 2. Again, Pavano's last start, and his only start of this postseason, was against the great Mark Pryor in Game 6 of the NLCS. Pavano working rapidly. Missing again. It's 3-2. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, allowed 2 runs, and held his team in the game so they could come back and win it. Matsui, a fly ball to center. What a job by Pavano. 6 innings. He's allowed a run on 7 hits. Bottom of the 6th. Lowell, Lee, Gonzalez coming up for the Marlins. They lead it 3-1. We have been very careful to choose our words about Roger Clemens and what he's doing here tonight. As he deals, and Lowell pops one into left center field. Bernie Williams has it for the first out. I know you've listened to me and I've listened to you. If this is it for Roger Clemens and he walks away at the end of the year, this is Roger Clemens' last start. But there's nothing to say that if this World Series gets to a Game 6 or 7, that Clemens couldn't pop out of the bullpen and give Joe Torre an inning or two. They had to use 3 of their starters in Game 7 of the ALCS.
Absolutely. So while this is his last start, there's nothing to say that this is his last appearance.
No balls, 1 strike on Lee. 2 for 2 tonight. Roger Clemens had that rough first inning, and then since then he's thrown a ton of strikes. He's still under 90 pitches for the night. Ball 1.
Say that will be the picture of Roger Clemens that I'll remember more than any. Like a man peering through a rear view mirror.
Boone backs up. Has to make a long throw. Nice play by Aaron Boone, who struggled in this postseason with a glove. 2 out, nobody on. Gonzalez coming up. Our game summary is brought to you by John Hancock. A yellow 0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's where we sit. Clemens, his numbers. The Marlins in the first inning, 3 runs on 5 straight hits with 2 out. 10 of the last 11 teams leading the World Series 2-1 have won the series. Gonzalez first pitch, hacking, strike 1. Yankees lead this series 2-1. The Marlins lead Game 4 tonight, 3-1. .94 from Clemens. It's 0-2.
There are other pitchers that do that. Hold a glove up. Andy Pettitte comes to mind. But none make more of an impression than Clemens.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pettitte got it from Roger Clemens. 2 Texans have been workout partners since Clemens joined the Yankees. Roger Clemens was with Boston until '96, then went to Toronto for 2 seasons, '97 and '98, and won the Cy Young Award each season. And then was traded to the Yankees for one of the guys you saw that dugout shot, David Wells. He's been with the Yankees from '99 on. David Wells, Graham Lloyd, and Homer Bush. Since leaving the Red Sox, .118 of his 310 wins. Now that's low. It was 0-2 and now 3-2. tonight. Gonzalez is fly to right, struck out looking. Pavano next. In the 7th inning, he will deal with Posada, Garcia, and Aaron Boone. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Roger Clemens as he walks off. He is due up 4th in the 7th inning. The score still 3-1 Florida as we play in Game 4. And we'll be back after a word from your local Fox station. Jorge Posada will try to get it going for the Yankees. He has a hit tonight. Ruben Sierra's grabbed a bat, the pitcher spot. Clemens due up 4th in the 7th inning. Carl Pavano back to the hill. 3-1 Florida. The Yankees leading this World Series 2-1. Felix Heredia getting loose for the Yankees. Pitch 1 is outside for a ball to Posada. Garcia will follow, and then Aaron Boone. No matter what happens, Tim, the rest of the way, the job that Carl Pavano did coming into this game with all of the hype surrounding Roger Clemens' final start, his team down 2-1, losing with Beckett on the mound in Game 3. What a job by the 27-year-old right-hander.
I should say.
That's down the left field line. Foul.
If Pavano gets the Yankees out 1-2-3, he may pitch the 8th inning because he's leading off the bottom of the 7th. If he has a quasi-rocky inning here in the 7th, then Jack McKeon, that would make it easy for McKeon to pinch hit for him.
Posada takes strike 3 on the inside corner. Strikeout number 3 for Pavano. And we go down to Chris Myers, who is sitting next to Debbie Clemens.
Yeah, more than 55 of friends and family of Roger Clemens. Debbie, his wife of 18 years. All 4 of their boys, all with names starting with K, of course, for the strikeout king, and ranging in age from 7 to 16. Debbie, first of all, is there any question that Roger, that this is definitely his last year?
Well, I thought it was really funny because I have my little television, and they said, well, this is his last start, but it may not be his last appearance. So, you know, I keep hearing that it's going to be his last.
Is he any different before this game earlier today?
No, I think I was different. I think I was a little sad and happy. You know, I mean, I think we need to concentrate on it being a World Series, and we need to win. But I also was a little sad that this could be the last start.
And we asked our viewers a question: what would Roger be doing this time next year? Playing with the family, maybe pitching for the U.S. team? How would you answer that?
He is going to be Coach Clemens for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, you missed what, football practice for the big game?
Football game.
Football game. Wow, that's a big night for Dad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Debbie. All right. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, and go Yankees.
Joe.
Great job, Chris. That was cute.
That was adorable.
93-mile-an-hour pitch misses outside to Boone. The count's 2-0. Sierra's on deck. He will hit for Clemens if the inning gets there. Boone trying to make that happen. 2 balls and a strike. Aaron tonight has the only RBI tonight for the Yankees with a sac fly. Our Sprint Virtual Manager question, we saw it in a flash. The answer, playing with his kids. And that's the answer that his wife Debbie and his kids want to hear. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Aaron Boone with 2 out, nobody on in the top of the 7th. Boone laid off, 3-2. Since the hit by Clemens leading off the 5th, 7 straight retired by Pavano. Make it 8. The 27-year-old Carl Pavano has turned in 7 outstanding innings. And Roger Clemens will head back to work. But before that, it's the 7th inning stretch. Enjoy it.
Crew members of the F-18 Hornets that flew tonight's pregame flyover. And at this time, we ask that you please rise, and we invite you to sing along with Capitol recording artist and Grammy Award winner Shelby Lynn as she performs God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
How about a
And that's a sandcastle. And that's Pavano with a swing and a miss to start the bottom of the 7th. Like something out of a Dan Brown novel. As Pavano is at the plate. Good rip. 0-2.
It's the Roger Clemens code tonight. Did you think Roger Clemens would be around in the 7th inning after that first inning? I didn't.
No. It's to his credit that he got it back together. He has pitched a terrific game. But Pavano's been a bit better. 1 out. That's strikeout number 4 tonight for Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens, when he became a 300-game winner, became the first to predominantly work out of a 5-man rotation to accomplish that. And there are pluses and minuses, obviously. More rest, but fewer opportunities to win games. Talked about and learned the forkball from Mike Scott. Bounced questions off him and discussed it at a golf tournament in Houston during one offseason. As Pierre flares one to Matsui. 2 out. And that forkball really gave him an extra weapon. And I'm sure extended his career, who knows by how many years, as Jeff Nelson cranks it up.
Well, the thing is, with his splitter, it didn't detract from his other pitches. And there are a lot of pitchers who throw that split finger fastball, and it takes about 3 or 4 miles an hour off the fastball, but it hasn't for Roger Clemens.
Castillo takes the ball. Top of the order, top 2 guys 0 for 7. Yet the Marlins lead 3-1, and Pavano obviously will go back out for the 8th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pavano in the 8th will deal with a pinch hitter. This is it for Clemens. Then Soriano, then Jeter. One ball, 2 strikes. Trying to retire 8 straight. Slapping at it, trying to place it down that left field line. Last 2 swings, it's still 1-2.
Since that first inning, the Marlins have had 3 base runners. A single by Conine in the 3rd with 2 out. A single by Derek Lee in the 4th to lead off the inning, and a double by Rodriguez. No runs off Clemens.
And since the 2nd inning for Pavano, when he gave up the run and had a long inning, the Yankees have had only 3 base runners. Here's a 2-2 to Castillo. These fans sense it. I mean, for the first time since the 1st inning, the flash bulbs are popping. Clemens is due to lead off in the 8th inning, so he is throwing his final pitches. And these fans want to capture it on film. Two-two. Fought off again by Castillo. Franchise unto himself. Roger Clemens against current major league rosters. 310 wins, more than 15 teams. 4,099 strikeouts, more than 15 teams. 117 complete games, more than 26 teams. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Castillo.
And the flash bulbs are continuing at a greater pace.
More and more with every pitch.
Yeah.
That's only half the park. 3-2. On the inside corner, and Clemens will walk away with what else? A strikeout. A standing ovation as Clemens exits. A hug from the kids for mom, Debbie Clemens. And look at the Marlins, a classy move. Beckett, who grew up idolizing Clemens, and these fans here at Pro Player Stadium acknowledging Clemens. An emotional moment as we get back to baseball. And tip of the cap, Jack McKeon, who has seen a lot of baseball in his 72 years, as a 90-mile-an-hour fastball is in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Johnson. To the second baseman. Castillo, 1 out. Johnson rolls over, and Soriano will come to the plate. Soriano tonight's 1 for 3, and Pavano in the last at bat in the 5th made Soriano look terrible with that last swing on a breaking ball down and away.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. None were in the strike zone.
Well, what Joe Torre has said about Soriano is he doesn't give you any warning when he's about to take off and get hot. Uguet Urbina, the closer for the Marlins, getting loose. The heart of this Yankee lineup will bat again before the end of the night. Pavano pitching in the 8th. Strike 2. Carl Pavano has got to be tired of the word potential, but it has always been attached to his career. But Pavano in October of 2003 has taken his game to a new level. Is it the breaking ball low and away? A fly ball into center field. 2 out in the 8th. What'd he get him with?
He mixed things up and got him with a fastball away. On that same count, his last time up for 2 strikes, Rodriguez was sitting outside. And they went to the breaking ball. This time the fastball.
With 2 out, Jeter is the hitter, 0 for 3 tonight. He's hit into 2 double plays. And he is standing in the way of Carl Pavano getting through 8 enormous innings for the Marlins in this World Series. Strike 1. Almost like the Dolphins are on offense. This quiet crowd is just anticipating each pitch, but not going crazy until an out is recorded here in the 8th. It's as quiet as this crowd has been since the start. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Uguet Urbina has got to be close to ready in the bullpen. And should Pavano lose Jeter, Giambi would step to the plate representing the tying run. And then it would be decision time for Jack McKeon. Two and 2 as Pavano came right in on the hands of Jeter. Now the crowd's back. What a night. Low. Up above, the views provided by the Saturn Light Ship. The team at Saturn hopes you're enjoying this unique look from above the World Series. Click on Saturn.com for a look at their all-new 2004 lineup. An emotional exit for Roger Clemens and a triumphant exit for Carl Pavano, who's thrown 115 pitches. And after 115 pitches, he has gotten 8 innings. And Jack McKeon goes right to him and says, well, kid, what do you think? McKeon now has a decision as to whether to leave him in or take him out for Urbina in the 9th. Right now it's Rodriguez, and he takes ball 1 from Jeff Nelson.
The greetings in the dugout look like Pavano was through for the night. But then you look down in the bullpen, and Urbina is not warming up anymore. He is about ready. But usually a reliever will stay down and soft toss.
Rodriguez makes the out. Soriano to his left, and Cabrera will bat.
Pavano with 2 complete games this year. He's only had 3 in his major league career.
Miguel Cabrera. Doug Davis is the bench coach for Jack McKeon. Maybe we can find out what was said on that bench. With 1 out, a pitch up and in for ball 1 from Nelson. Clemens, 7 innings, 3 runs, all of them in the first. 8 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and a home run. A home run hit by the guy at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pavano ended the top of this 8th inning with a strikeout of Jeter on a pitch that looked a little down.
Looked low to us.
Strike 3 was called by Kellogg. As Cabrera comes up empty, strike 2. Jeter with a mild argument after being rung up by Jeff Kellogg. The 4th strikeout of the night for Pavano. The bullpen still quiet for the Marlins. Cabrera checks it, 2-2. Contreras and Heredia getting loose for New York. Two out. Doug Davis, the bench coach, talking about that strikeout of Derek Jeter by Pavano.
Biggest outing of his life right there. The biggest hitter of his life. Oh, wait, push. Good job. Come on.
The biggest outing of his life, the biggest hitter of his life, and he may be finished now. As you look down at the bullpen, and Urbina is up again and getting loose. Conine now. 2 out of 3 tonight. Strike 1. Urbina waiting for 2 outs to crank it back up. He was getting loose in the top of the inning. Urbina got the save in game 1 when he went an inning and 2/3. He walked 2, struck out 2. With 2 out, Conine goes the opposite way and gets his 3rd hit of the night and his 21st of this postseason.
Ball sliding away from him, and he just goes with the slider. It slides away, he goes away.
Now it's Lowell. Mike Lowell has a hit tonight, but only 2 in this World Series and 6 in the postseason. Fastball for a strike. The Yankees in the 9th inning will have Giambi, Bernie Williams, and Hideki Matsui. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters in their lineup. Conine did not steal a base all year. With that strikeout, by the way, that Clemens picked up when he got Castillo to end the 7th. The total number of strikeouts, regular and postseason combined for Clemens, 4,242. To go along with his total of 318 victories. He's in line unless his teammates rally for the loss tonight. 3 runs on 8 hits. 5 of the hits in the 1st inning. Good breaking ball from Nelson, strike 2.
Danger with that pitch is if you hang it, it's a long ball pitch to a guy like Lowell. Jeff Nelson has a different type slider, but we've said before that of all the pitches, the slider seems to be hung the most and goes the farthest.
Still 1-2. Just so you know, Pavano had 2 complete games during the regular season. Uget Urbina is ready if Jack McKeon calls on him for the 9th inning. Full battling, it stays 1-2. Just after 11 here at Pro Players Stadium. It's game 4 of this 2003 World Series with the Yankees up 2-1 and trailing tonight. A matchup of Pavano and Clemens coming in. Clemens went 7. Pavano has gone 8. Still waiting to see if he'll go back out for the 9th. Lowell hits it in the air to left field. Matsui falls in, out number 3. 6 left tonight by the Marlins. We go to the 9th inning as Florida tries to even this series at 2-2.
Let's say this is you. Yeah, you're the king. But being the king isn't always easy. So, when you're with Allstate, you'll have over 50,000 professionals to help protect you. From claims adjusters who can help you fix a broken castle, to emergency assistants to ride to your rescue, to lawyers that go to court with you if you need them, and your Allstate agent who knows the moves to help you. Helping you, the king, feel protected. Just one more way you're in good hands with Allstate.
What's the party for? We just finished our Active Directory rollout.
Carl Pavano is finished after going 8 strong innings here tonight. 8 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, 115 pitches. And now Uget Urbina, who was picked up in the middle of July from Texas for 3 prospects, including left-handed hitting first baseman Adrian Gonzalez, the #1 overall pick in 2000. They paid a steep price to get him. They got him for situations like this. Heart of the order. 2-run lead, 9th inning of game 4 of the World Series as they trail the Yankees 2-1. Giambi. Giambi faced Urbina in that inning and a third save in game 1, and Giambi walked. On the outside corner, a ball and a strike.
In his first outing, Urbina threw primarily fastball changeup. I'm sure that's what the Yankees will be looking for. Fastball or the straight change.
Inside, then outside, now back inside. It's 2-1. Down the stretch for Florida, Urbina was 3-0 with an ERA of 1.41 in 33 games. He took over as the closer, taking that spot from Braden Looper. The 2-1. In the air to left, Conine coming to it. Giambi is retired. Tonight's Allstate Good Hands defensive play of the game. The double play hit into by Jeter, with Clemens running the bases and just getting down and out of the way. That happened back in the 5th. Now it's Bernie Williams with 1 out, nobody on. Urbina, 29 years old, Caracas, Venezuela. Missed almost all of 2000 with 2 separate surgeries on his pitching elbow. Williams 2 out of 3 tonight. Ball 1. Derek Jeter last night after the game saying a win in game 3 is great, but it won't mean much if we don't come back out tomorrow night and win. It's 3-1 Florida in the 9th inning with 1 out and the base is empty. That's hammered, but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
With the Yankees down by 2 runs, Bernie Williams tried to lure Urbina into thinking that he was taking a strike. He took that first pitch very nonchalantly and then uncoiled on the fastball inside. But in the 9th inning, what you go on as a team and as a hitter is a walk is as good as a home run. That sounds weird, but it is.
Two balls and a strike. Matsui, who's been a hero for the Yankees in October, is next. Three balls and a strike.
Now Williams should be taking a strike. Rarely do major league managers flash the take sign anymore.
There has not been a walk handed out all night. Into center field, a 1-out single, and the tying run will come to the plate. Another hit for Williams. He's 3 for 4.
Bernie Williams did get a hit. He was swinging, obviously. That pitch could have been ball 4, but the idea, obviously, is to get on base. And the Yankees now have a potential tying run at the plate.
And right now, there aren't many that Joe Torre would select to send to the plate ahead of Hideki Matsui.
Right.
Last night, got the base hit with 2 out in the 8th inning to put the Yankees on top for good. Tonight, he's 1 for 3. Tying run at the plate, 9th inning. Ball 1. Posada, who hit 30 home runs during the regular season, waits to hit next. One ball, one strike. Strike 2 over the outside corner. Two balls, 2 strikes. Matsui hit 50 home runs in Japan last year, 16 during the regular season, 2 in this postseason. Low, it's a full count. The tying runs are on for New York. A hit, a walk. 2 aboard, and Posada coming up. With that, the Yankee bullpen will get back to work, and Rivera will have to at least think about starting to get loose. Go-ahead run at the plate for the Yankees here in the 9th inning.
That was a gritty at bat by Matsui. With the count 1-2, he coaxed 3 more balls out of Urbina. The Marlins keep that double play combination in mind. They're as good as there are in the big leagues. Gonzalez and Castillo.
Strike one.
Change up and Posada out in front.
Urbina struck out Posada with runners on in the 8th inning. Back in game 1. The strikes that Urbina picked up on Posada came with a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Decent speed on the bases for New York with Bernie Williams at second and Matsui at first. To the right side. Castillo gets the middleman, and that's it. But that's the tying run spot. As Castillo gets the force at second, keeping the tying run out of scoring position as Posada will run the bases at first.
That's why Castillo was very deliberate with this throw to Gonzalez. Gonzalez not even a thought of going to first base.
And now Ruben Sierra will come off the bench and bat for Garcia. Sierra's an interesting story. He's a guy who took shots at Joe Torre verbally on his way out the door when the Yankees cut him loose, and one of the quotes that was attributed to Sierra was, all they care about over there is winning. He was not a Joe Torre favorite, and it worked both ways. He was added in the middle part of the season. Joe Torre has been very happy with his work ethic, and he has been a big lift to this Yankee team. Coming off the bench in 2003, DeLucci will come off the bench and run for Posada. Game 4 of the ALCS off Williamson at Fenway Park made it a 1-run game. A game that the Red Sox won 3-2. Now it's Bernie Williams at third, tying run at first, DeLucci, 2 out, 3-1 in the 9th. Ball 1, a changeup away.
Marlin outfielders are about 5 steps deeper than they would normally be to try to cut off the double. This is a no doubles outfield defense.
2-0 with Aaron Boone waiting next. Pavano probably sweating harder now than he did the first 8 innings. Watching Urbina try and nail it down. It's 3-0. On the corner, 3-1.
Not sure whether Sierra was swinging here, but if he were, he wouldn't be swinging at that pitch anyway.
strike 2.
Sierra thought the 3-0 pitch was outside. He thought the 3-1 pitch was outside. I tell you, that's a front corner strike. Both the 3-0 and 3-1 pitch.
Now with a count 3-2, the tying run at first, DeLucci will get a head start. Came right back after him with a fastball. It's still 3-2. Does Urbina have enough confidence in that changeup with a count of 3-2? Or will it be another fastball?
If there were ever a time for a changeup, it's now. 3 straight fastballs from Urbina. Fastball again.
.285 career home runs for Ruben Sierra.
Fastball away.
And ripped into the right field corner. That may tie it. In to score is Williams. DeLucci coming around. He'll score. It's a 3-3 game with Sierra at third. Acquired in June from Texas, a pinch hit, 2-out, 2-run triple.
A fastball that was supposed to be away and was right down the heart of the plate.
Now Boone could put the Yankees on top.
Urbina got in the hole with the changeup and then threw 5 straight fastballs. The 5th one right down the pipe, jumped all over by Rivera, or Sierra, I beg your pardon.
1 ball, 1 strike. The go-ahead run 90 feet away, and right behind Ruben Sierra is Mariano Rivera getting loose. Can Boone deliver again for the Yankees? 1 ball, 2 strikes. The rally started with a 1-out single by Williams, followed by a walk to Matsui. The big hit so far by Sierra. He's at third, 2 out. And it's still 1-2 on Boone. That's foul. Covano rolling through 8. Urbina coming in to try to save it, and he's blown the save. Now just trying to keep it 3-3. Bottom of the order due up for the Marlins in the bottom of this ninth. Lee, Gonzalez, and then the pitcher spot. To the shortstop. Gonzalez We go to the bottom of the ninth. 2-run scoring with 2 out. Ruben Sierra, the veteran, the switch hitter, tripling down the right field line. The Yankees get 2. Bottom of the ninth of game 4. We're tied 3-3. Ruben Sierra delivers for Joe Torre and the Yankees in the ninth inning with 2 out. A 2-run triple. And now a few changes for the Yankees as they take the field in the bottom of the ninth. Urbina and Rodriguez, I'm sure, talking about pitch selection as John Flaherty takes over behind the plate. DeLucci stays in the game. He's out in right field, batting in the 6th spot. The pitcher's hitting 7th. That pitcher is Contreras. The Cuban-born right-hander hits 97 on the radar gun and misses to Derek Lee. Lee, then Gonzalez, then the pitcher spot.
It was such an interesting pitch sequence to Ruben Sierra. Urbina got to 3-0 with 2 changeups. And then he tried to throw 5 fastballs. He hit with 2. Sierra fouled off 2 and then tripled on the 3rd one.
Lee set up at a ball and 2 strikes. That nasty split-fingered pitch for out number 1.
Here is the sequence to Sierra. The changeup misses. The changeup misses. The changeup misses. Now the strike hits with the fastball. Same burst, same story. And again, not this time.
Here's Alex Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 0 for 3 tonight. Only 1 hit in this World Series as he takes ball 2. Hollinsworth on deck. .96, 2-1. Gonzalez with a fly ball to Bernie Williams. Bottom of the 9th inning, 2 out. And Hollinsworth will be the hitter. If he makes an out, this game goes to the 10th, and it would be Flaherty, Soriano, and Jeter for New York.
That at bat by Sierra really shows you how important location is to a major league hitter. 4 straight fastballs on the corner. We even talked about the front corner on those 2 pitches, the 3-0 pitch and the 3-1 pitch. And all he did was move that ball from the outside to here. Bang.
Hollinsworth gets a rip. Todd Hollinsworth has had a good postseason for the Marlins. 4 out of 7, no home runs, but 2 RBIs. He's come up with some big hits. Check swing, strike 2. Hollinsworth hit .254 during the regular season, 3 homers, 20 RBIs. The Rookie of the Year with the Dodgers in '96. Blown by his bat by Contreras. And this game goes to extra innings. 2 in the 9th inning by the New York Yankees send Game 4 into the 10th. Uguet Urbina will sit and watch now as this 3-3 game moves to the 10th, and Chad Fox, who has been busy this postseason, this will be his 9th game, is into the action with Flaherty, Soriano, and Jeter. If anybody gets on, Giambi. In the bottom of this 10th, it'll be the top of the order for Florida. Pierre, Castillo, and Rodriguez. Flaherty is at the plate for the first time this postseason. What happens when you back up Jorge Posada? One ball, one strike. Flaherty during the season at 267, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Only got to the plate 105 times. That'll tell you how busy Jorge Posada was as the everyday catcher for the Yankees. The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Into right center field. Well hit. Back is Pierre at the track. What a catch. Pierre had to run a mile for that out. 1 away.
A home run in most parks. Juan Pierre tracks it down. That ball rolling around in the glove just a little bit. Was not a clean catch, but good enough, says Juan. Flaherty hitting it a ton to right center field.
Now Soriano takes a fastball low. Soriano 1 for 4 tonight. A home run in this World Series, 38 during the regular season. Two and 0. Down the left field line, hooking foul. Kareem Garcia, the man who was lifted for Sierra, with a hug for Ruben Sierra. It's 2-2 on Soriano. Soriano has struck out 24 times this postseason. That's a record. .25 and out number 2 here in the 10th.
Really not a good pitch by Fox. It's a backup slider up in the zone. You can see Rodriguez sitting outside. The ball stays in the middle of the plate. But like Pierre's catch, effective enough.
There are times when you can see Derek Jeter going up there taking swings to try and hit a home run.
That's true.
This would be a spot for it with 2 out, nobody on in the 10th.
Look for something inside and try to jerk it.
And he got something inside and it almost drilled him.
You can see Jeter say, wow. This is worth a wow.
One ball, no strikes. Into right field. That ball is fair and into the corner. Jeter will cruise into second with a 2-out double. And the Yankees again are a hit away from taking the lead.
So Jeter's in scoring position, and now the decision from Jack McKeon whether to walk Giambi or not. If I were Jack, I wouldn't walk him. The way Fox is throwing, I think you try to go up the ladder to Giambi, because Bernie Williams, you could make a case, a much more dangerous hitter than Giambi in this situation.
Giambi is 1 out of 4 tonight, 2 out of 12 in this World Series. Bernie Williams 3 hits tonight, 7 in this series against Marlin pitching. Giambi takes the ball. And it was a hit by Bernie Williams with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. They got the 2-run rally started. Top of the order will bat for the Marlins in the bottom of the 10th.
Just because the Marlins are pitching to Giambi, they do not have to throw him a strike.
There's one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giambi only 5 RBIs in 54 at-bats this postseason. There's one sitting out there at second for him here in the 10th. Strike 2.
Diving slider out of the strike zone to Giambi.
Gets around a 2-out double. We go to the bottom of the 10th. The top of the order coming up for the Marlins. The top 2 hitters tonight, Pierre and Castillo, a combined 0 for 8. Then Rodriguez. Back after this from your local Fox station. Jose Contreras blew through the 9th inning, and now he'll deal with Pierre, Castillo, and Rodriguez in the 10th. Ball 1 high with the infield in, 97 miles per hour. Two and 0.
Pierre will probably take a strike, and then you get the feeling that he's got a bunt against Contreras. That's something Contreras has not been tested yet.
3 and 0.
May not have a chance to get tested here.
An invitation for trouble as a leadoff walk to Pierre here in the 10th. Now it's Castillo.
Aaron Boone breathing down the throat of Castillo at third base. If Castillo gets it down, he should try to bunt it toward first base. Giambi does not have a good throwing arm.
How many people are listening back in Cuba? How many Cuban Americans who live in this area watch with pride when they see a pitcher like Jose Contreras step onto the mound wearing that Yankee uniform, throw 97-mile-an-hour pitches with that devastating split-fingered pitch as he works to Castillo. And the bunt. Down to second, Pierre with 1 out. 1-4 on the putout at first.
That bunt may have hit off the plate. That high carom. Nope, right in front of the plate. But once it bounces that high, Castillo knows he's done the job.
Then it takes a perfect play from Contreras to get the out at first. And now Mel Stottlemyre will jog out and talk to Contreras before he deals with Rodriguez, who has come up with one big hit after another in October in his first year with the Florida Marlins.
Choose your poison. Rodriguez, Cabrera, Conine, the next 3 hitters.
Rodriguez with 17 RBIs this postseason. The record with these extra chances and extra layers of playoffs, 19. He was the NLCS MVP.
Add to the hitting abilities of Rodriguez, Cabrera, and Conine, and the speed of Pierre at second base, and the ability for Rodriguez to hit the ball through the right side of the infield.
It's now DeLucci in right. And instead of having Soriano hold the runner close, the Yankees will try to do it with Jeter, the shortstop, believing that Rodriguez can't pull Contreras.
And you got to think that that's why Mel Stottlemyre went to the mound, not to talk to Contreras, but to talk to the middle infielders. Because of Rodriguez's propensity to hit the ball the other way, Jeter is holding him on, and that opens up the hole on the left side.
Rodriguez went up there, taking a strike, and it's 1-1. The 20-year-old Miguel Cabrera waits to hit next. Rodriguez with that swing going to right, fouls it back, strike 2.
Yeah, that's Pudge's natural swing. Flaherty setting up inside. That fastball away. Contreras got away with one then.
Puerto Rican-born catcher Pudge Rodriguez against the Cuban-born right-hander Jose Contreras. Blown by his bat, 97 miles per hour, 2 out. And now the Venezuelan, 20-year-old Miguel Cabrera walks to the plate.
How did they work to Rodriguez? The splitter missed, and then the splitter hit. This was the pitch that he missed because he can't catch up with the 4th fastball.
Now Cabrera. 1 for 4 tonight with a 2-run first inning opposite field home run against Clemens. He too likes to go to right. Flaherty keeps it close enough and keeps Pierre at second.
Now with 2 outs, Jeter is backed up. Soriano is backed up. It's not as important to hold Pierre on at second base, so third base is open for him. What the Yankees are saying, take it if you want to.
And with a guy who throws that split-fingered pitch like Contreras, if it's there to take, Pierre should take it.
Absolutely. Could make a difference on whether Contreras even throws it if he's on third base. Throws it to Cabrera.
Off the end of the bat, and in a quick 0-2 hole is Miguel Cabrera. In the 11th inning, if we go there, it'll be Bernie Williams, Matsui, and DeLucci for the Yankees. Into left field, down the line, foul.
A hanging splitter.
Ball 1. Leadoff walk, a sacrifice bunt. Rodriguez struck out, and it's 1-2 on Cabrera. High heat, 97 again, and Jose Contreras gets through 2 scoreless. We go to the 11th inning. We're still tied 3-3. Chad Fox is back to the hill. Bernie Williams will start it for the New York Yankees. Williams 3 hits tonight. He is in a groove at the plate. A .467 average in this World Series. Matsui and then DeLucci will follow. Strike 1. 65,934 packed into this stadium at the start of the night. Watching in the 11th inning, a 3-3 game. Strike 2. Jeff Weaver getting loose in the Yankee bullpen. But not throwing at this point like he's coming in. Especially with the way Contreras is pitching. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt.
Yeah, remember Contreras was a starting pitcher, so unless this spot comes up to hit in this inning, one wouldn't think Weaver would be in the game. The Yankees have a lead. Everybody knows who's going to be in the game. Mariano Rivera.
Pitcher spot is due up 4th in this inning.
Even though Joe Torre did tell us extra innings, Weaver is a possibility.
That's into right field. Bernie Williams, another hit, his 4th of the night. And he will cruise into second with a stand-up double. Four out of 5 tonight, and 8 out of 15 in this World Series is Bernie Williams.
Fox was ahead 0-2. He was ahead 1-2. And Bernie Williams with his 4th hit of the night.
And now it gets interesting for the Yankees. How do you play it? Matsui, here comes Wayne Rosenthal, the pitching coach for the Marlins. You've got Matsui up, then DeLucci, and then Contreras' spot. So do you want to give up and out with Matsui trying to get the runner over to third?
On the other hand, if the Marlins elect to walk Matsui, you know DeLucci's going to be bunting. He's an accomplished bunter. I'm not so sure about Matsui because he had 50 home runs last year in Japan. Matsui had no sacrifices this year. I think you pitch to him. Bernie Williams with those strong hands, snapping that bat through the strike zone.
I think you might walk him.
I don't think so. I'd pitch to him.
They will pitch to him, and the reason why I said walk, then you have 2 on, you have DeLucci up. He bunts. Then you've got Contreras' spot up. The bench has only Rivera and Enrique Wilson left. You've got Contreras out of the game. But they'll pitch to Matsui, and I think they'll be careful. At least that first pitch.
Yeah, that first pitch was almost like a pitch out. Up and away.
Matsui with an important walk in the 9th inning. It followed the base hit by Bernie Williams.
See, that's the problem with pitching around the guy, which is what, after those first 2 pitches, I think Wayne Rosenthal told Chad Fox, you're going to do that, you might as well walk him, because in the process of doing that, you may throw a wild pitch.
Again, Dontrell Willis is up, along with Braden Looper. Still working to Matsui. And in for a strike, 2-1. 81 miles an hour. DeLucci on deck, and then the pitcher's spot. Contreras' position. 3-1. A leadoff double by Bernie Williams. Nobody out. A 3-1 pitch to Matsui. They worked around him. A double, a walk, and now DeLucci.
Yeah, but
DeLucci this postseason, 1 hit in 4 at-bats. And the Marlins infield looking for a bunt. Bunt is good. Lowell makes the play. The runners advance to second and third. 1 out. Sacrifice is good. 5-4, and now a pinch hitter. Juan Rivera is coming up.
we said that DeLucci was an accomplished bunter, and he just proved it. That is a blueprint poked out toward third base.
Now Contreras is out of the game. And the interesting aspect of this inning is if the Yankees get the lead, as you said, everybody knows who's coming in, Rivera. If they don't, Beaver is getting loose, and he hasn't worked this entire postseason. They're going to walk Rivera to load the bases.
I do not agree with this move. You've got a cold hitter coming off the bench to hit against a guy who's throwing a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Very difficult. Of course, by walking him, you do set up the double play, and once again, the double play combination here in Florida is as good as it gets. Castillo and Gonzalez.
Jack McKeon gets up off the bench. We'll see if there'll be a pitching change or not. The bases are loaded, 1 out. Aaron Boone will be the hitter. Looper is ready if needed. And it will be Looper in the game.
Problem with Looper is he can be wild. This is a double switch right here, it appears.
The pitching change here in the 11th. The double, a walk, a sacrifice, an intentional pass. Aaron Boone will be up against Looper when we come back. A double by Bernie Williams started the inning. They pitched around Matsui. Then after a bunt by DeLucci, the pinch hitter Rivera was intentionally passed to load him up by Fox. And Looper will deal with Aaron Boone. A double switch is Juan Encarnacion takes over in right. He'll bat in the number 9 spot. The pitcher will hit 4th. And here's the matchup of Boone and Looper.
Jack McKeon trying to get the attention of Luis Castillo at second base, and the Marlins are playing their infield in. Boone is a fast runner, and this is a bit of a surprise right here. Normally you play him halfway, particularly if you're the home team.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Tied in the 11th. Game 4. Strike 1.
Looper with 28 saves. He was the number 1 man before the trade for Urbina.
Strike 2 on Aaron Boone. On deck is Flaherty. Urbina the blown save in the 9th inning. We're in the 11th, still tied 3-3. Boone homered here last night. Sac fly for an RBI tonight. Set up at 0-2. Another foul. Weaver the only one throwing right now, but Rivera doesn't want to tire getting ready after working 2 innings last night. If the Yankees take the lead, Rivera will pop up. Another 0-2. Ball 1. Everything hard from Looper since coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Looper does not want to get beat on anything other than the fastball.
Staying in under the hands of Aaron Boone, who's able to get a piece.
Motto with that is to hit it before it hits you.
A lot of things would give the Yankees their first lead of the night. Set up back inside, and same pitch, same result. The good news for the Marlins is Looper has come out of the bullpen and so far has been able to throw to spots with Rodriguez bouncing around behind the plate.
And that spot, Joe, has been primarily inside. He has been boring that fastball in on the hands of Aaron Boone.
2 out.
Some wicked fastballs from Looper. Inside. Inside. Etc. Etc. He finally gets Boone.
And now it's up to Flaherty, who sent Pierre to the wall in right center field in his only at bat of this postseason, last inning. Bases loaded, 2 out. Strike 1. The Marlins in the bottom of the 11th will have Conine, Lowell, and Derek Lee. Looper trying to keep it 3-3. Broken bat pop-up. Lowell, inning over. And what a job by Looper. Comes in with a bases loaded, gets a strikeout, and a shattered bat pop-up. Still tied going to the bottom of the 11th. At the White Sox, taking on Chicago, and here he is, October 22nd. Game 4 of the World Series, bottom of the 11th inning, tie game. Conine first up. Ball 1. A frustrating year for Jeff Weaver. For Weaver and for Yankee fans. 7-9, an ERA just under 6. The former Tiger deals, and a breaking ball is a good one, in for a strike, 1-1. Another good pitch, 1-2. Lowell tonight, 3 out of 4. Conine, rather. Lowell on deck. Lee to follow. If anybody gets on, the number 8 hitter, Gonzalez. Conine takes inside, 2-2.
Fastball, slider, slider, fastball. That's Weaver's strike pitch, that slider.
Into center field, easy for Bernie Williams. Weaver gets a leadoff man. That'll bring in Mike Lowell. Lowell tonight, 1 hit, 4 trips. 2 for 16 in the World Series. Reaching forward, he pops it up. On the infield, and it's Weaver who makes the catch. 2 out. That'll bring in Derek Lee.
You don't know what's going to happen in this game, but it's pretty impressive to see Jeff Weaver come out of the bullpen and be as poised and collected as he has been to the first 2 hitters after not pitching in that long a period of time.
2 days shy of a month.
Yeah.
Joe Torre telling us before the game that they were considering starting Weaver in Game 1 of this World Series when they had to rifle through their rotation to win Game 7 of the ALCS. They didn't think about it that long. And now here is Weaver for the first time this postseason into the action. Lee breaks his bat. Jeter gets the out. And that's as quick and as easy as it can get for Jeff Weaver. We go to the 12th inning. Still tied. 3-3. Tonight, 1 for 5 with a single, 2 strikeouts. Three 12th inning. .38 home runs during the regular season, 1 this postseason. Ball 1.
Soriano knows he's going to get the fastball right here. That ball was down in his wheelhouse.
Lee feeds Looper for the out. 1 away, and Soriano is 1 for 6. And now Mr. Clutch walks in. A home run he hit, you see, in Game 3 of the ALCS. 119 hits, the all-time leader. Reached base safely, 85 of 96 games, and the 2000 World Series MVP. The same year he was the All-Star Game MVP. With 1 out, nobody on, Jeter deals with Braden Looper. Clemens is back out and watching after turning in 7 strong innings tonight. Jeter takes a strike. Jeter doubled his last time up. That came against Fox. It came with 2 out in the 10th, and then Fox struck out Giambi to end the threat. That's his only hit tonight, 1 for 5. Off the hands and a flare to Castillo, 2 out. With the bases empty, Giambi He was 4th in the American League with 41 home runs during the regular season. Digs in.
In the 4 batters that Braden Looper has retired, he has just chewed up the right-handers. He struck out Aaron Boone on the fastball inside. He broke the bat of John Flaherty, the last out of the 11th inning. Now he jams Jeter to break his bat. Hard and heavy.
On the outside corner for a strike. Looper came to the Marlins from St. Louis when they traded their World Series hero from 1997, Edgar Renteria. Too far outside, 1-1. Red hot, Bernie Williams next. 2 out, bases empty. 1 ball, 1 strike on Giambi. Strike 2. Gonzalez, Encarnacion, and Pierre, the scheduled hitters in the bottom of this 12th. Giambi with a base hit to right. And that will bring up Bernie Williams.
So Giambi with his second hit of the night, he's 2 for 6. Outfield playing a little bit deeper to prevent a double, and it paid off for the Marlins.
Now in there looking for his 5th hit of the night is Bernie Williams. He singled 3 times and doubled. And his biggest hit came in the 9th inning with 1 out. Then a walk to Matsui, a force out by Posada. And Ruben Sierra, a pinch hit, 2-run triple. Strike 1. 96 from Looper. On Williams. If Williams gets another hit tonight, he would tie a World Series record held by Paul Molitor that he set back in '82. 5 hits against Cardinal pitching. But he's set up here at 0-2. Just outside, ball 1.
Rodriguez just held it there, thinking it was a front corner strike. That ball tails so much, it tails late. Often a catcher will catch it outside, but it indeed went across the plate. That was very, very close.
Two. If Williams should reach, Hideki Matsui standing in the on-deck circle. Good rip by Bernie Williams. Castillo. Still tied, going to the bottom of the 12th. Here in Florida. It's game 4. Yankees up 2-1. Bottom part of the order due up for the Marlins with Pierre scheduled third. Good hit. 18 home runs, 77. With Juan Pierre.
Weaver slipped. More time. Nope.
That's foul.
That was an awkward delivery on that 2-2 pitch, that slider from Weaver.
Three-two. Another foul. You can see Boone is right on the line here in the extra innings.
Even Giambi at first base is closer to the line than he normally would be.
Down the left field line. That ball is trouble. It is gone. And the Marlins have won game 4. 4-3 final as Gonzalez goes deep. His first home run of the postseason. A game that lasted 4 hours, 3 minutes. The Yankees tied it in the 9th. And on a night where this crowd of 65,000 plus said farewell to Roger Clemens, a battle of the bullpens, and the Marlins take game 4 to even the series 2-2.
And Alex Gonzalez says farewell to the pelota to end this in the bottom of the 12th. There's about 30 feet with which he has to work from the foul pole to the C on a word that I can't pronounce. M-I-C-C-O-S-U-K-E-E. Mikosuke, I guess. That ball just clearing the fence.